He's a villain at home, but a hero abroad. Coming at the heels of a serial criticism on his style of governance and poor economic outlook, President Buhari's towering stature at the African Union Summit, where he's been endorsed as the anti-corruption champion, must have come at no better time to suit his heavily criticized administration. At a time like this, President Buhari's performance audit in the face of an unabated herdsman crisis, insecurity, lingering fuel scarcity, and unemployment in the country is just the way to go. How would you score the APC's government of President Muhammadu Buhari? Please join in this conversation. Send us a comment on our social media platforms. In assessing the federal government's performance, the channel's crew caught up with the president of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Babatunde Ruwashi. He joins us in this interview.
I think it's timely because the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, had hit the lane of what people have been saying behind closed doors about governance, the feeling of the generality of the people, about the way things are going, despite the fact that there is a lot of potential. You have those people who are in his cabinet who are what it takes to deliver on the promise of the administration. But it looks like the administration has been hijacked because what we get is not what one would have expected from the crop of technocrats that are in government. It seems that some people have taken over administration. It seems, for instance, unfortunately, maybe the health status of the #1 man is affecting the performance of the administration. Because there are a lot of examples one could cite in this instance. Take, for instance, the confinement of an appointee for a position of chairman of one of the government agencies getting a wrong report that is not incompetent twice from the same agency that is reporting to the same government. That is a security report, they said. And nothing has happened. It's a sign of a divided house. And the leadership should have even called them to order. There is also the attempt to arrest 2 officials, to call them for questioning. They were called for questioning. They failed to show up. A statutory agent that has the statutory responsibility to ensure and enforce government position in this regard made attempts to get them to comply with legitimate invitation, was foiled by another agent of government, people who are working for government, and nothing is done, nothing has happened. Nobody has shown that this one person is right or the other person is wrong. This shows a sign of a government that is directionless. And in any case, the wife of the president alluded to that in the public, which had not been denied, that those who are hijacked the government are not people who are worked to place the government in place. So I think for Olusegun Obasanjo to have said it, he has said exactly what a lot of Nigerians are talking about.
In the whole of this, the food basket of the nation is also threatened with the current herdsman crisis now, apart from the casualty figure now. Would you say the federal government, looking at the response of the federal government now in terms of introduction of cattle colonies, setting up a committee headed by the vice president now to look into the challenges of the herdsman crisis, and also the important ones, redeploying of some security apparatus in the person of the IGP to also ensure that the area is secured? Would you say the federal government has responded well to this challenge?
Unfortunately, one of the bad side of the present administration is they don't act in time. Most of the time, it's almost little too late to act. This is something that should have been done maybe several months back, for it to have the desired impact. Now they have put this in place. It's a little bit too late. They have to grapple with more problems at this time than they would have done if this was done several months when this ugly thing is rearing its head. And one is also disappointed that we have the state security unit anyway. It's like we don't know what the problem is. People are saying it's herdsmen. People are saying it's Boko Haram. But this, we shouldn't have gotten to this
Let's
level.
look at the introduction of the cattle colonies now. The federal government seems to be persuasive on that and seems to be encouraging state governments to come up with cattle colonies as a way of addressing this herdsman crisis. Is that the way to go?
Yeah, if you talk of cattle colony, I would look at it as a businessman. The business end of it, you call it ranch. I think I will call it ranch. Because when you say colony, it's like people trying to come and colonize a particular point. But it's ranch, actually, we are talking of. And colony and ranch are the same. But then for our own environment, it's better to use the word ranch. Because when you say colony, it's like some people are going to be conquered and they are going to be subdued, and then they are going to be imposed on by a particular set of people. But I'm looking at the ranch. Ranch is the only way out. If you don't want these people to be roaming around, you need to create ranches. And when in creating ranches, it comes with a lot of economy to wherever it is done. They are not going to take this land for free. To be some people's land, they will be compensated. The economic growth opportunities that will follow such location too could be imagined.